free parking downtown Slow.
Yeah, you heard that right. Just park in the new structure on the Pomo and Palm, across from the creamery. Eat at La Esquina, Mistura, or Mama's Meatball, and they'll validate your parking.
Thank you.
To learn more about how to park free downtown, visit slowfreeparking.com.
You're Up and Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Is here.
Up and Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
How goes it? Happy Tuesday. What is good? Thank you for being Up and Adam. My name is Adam Montiel. Looking forward to the conversation. At the beginning of the shows recently, you've been hearing about that slowfreeparking.com. 2 restaurateurs, 3 restaurants, as you heard in there. La Esquina, Mama's Meatball, and Mistura. We're going to be talking to Leonard Cohen of La Esquina coming up on tomorrow's show. Very much looking forward to it. Slow free park. Look, Slow's had some parking issues. I love Slow, but man, there has been some parking issues, and to have free parking downtown, hell yeah, we'll take it. And it's because of those restaurateurs that are making it happen. You can go to slowfreeparking.com for more. All right, coming up later on the show, a face you definitely know, conversation probably weren't expecting. We know actor Michael Chiklis as the hard-edged detective from The Shield. Remember the show The Commish? Yeah. And the guy who could literally turn into a rock. Remember the Fantastic Four? Michael Chiklis. But when Michael sat down with us, we took kind of a back seat. The Hollywood stuff took a back seat, and we're talking about something way more personal. And it really wasn't kind of like one of these celebrity interviews. This is kind of a dude talking about the moment that art changed the entire trajectory of his career. And that's kind of what the focus of today's show is the arts. I mean, we've had on, whether it's the opera, slow opera, or the ballet, or the symphony. You know, we're going to go check out Proxima Parada with the symphony on Thursday. The arts is something so important, but more than that, it's something that for the kids, there needs to be exposure to young men and women. Young men and women, kids, have to be exposed to the arts. That's why I love what FPAC has been doing here, the Foundation for the Performing Arts Center. They get these kids to come to the PAC during the day. They do these matinees for them. They watch a whole play. And it's all it takes is for a spark to be lit in a young girl or a young boy, and the arts can come alive in them. And that's really what happened to Michael Chiklis when he was just a young man. And honestly, this conversation it got real, from a hilarious interruption by his dog named Tom Brady, funny enough, to a real powerful conversation about the National Endowment for the Arts. Michael Chiklis opens up about theater, storytelling, free expression, and why he believes a single arts program can save a kid's future who needs it. It is true. So if you've ever wondered whether the arts really matter, especially to young people, this short interview will definitely change the game for you. I got a couple little lo-fi headlines. Nothing crazy, but these are interesting nonetheless. A lot of people would love the superpower of being able to freeze time so they could maybe get more stuff done, just sit on their couch, do nothing for once, maybe rob a liquor store. Yeah, a random poll in this article asked, if you could freeze time, would you do anything illegal? Surprisingly, 86% of people just unabashedly says, oh, hell yes, I would. Only 13% were innocent and said no. The poll did not really note that minor crimes don't count. It's unclear what counts as really a minor crime, what cutting in front of a long line, having a dog off the leash, maybe jaywalking, right? In the comments, people joyously talked about never paying for groceries, robbing a big business, becoming a poker shark, trespassing for the sake of anonymous investigative reporting. That sounds interesting. Switching clothes on two people. That was a weird one. Perving on naked people, which probably would be the number one answer among teenage boys. One person said, is stopping time every morning to sleep more. Would that be illegal? That's not a bad idea either. It's kind of an interesting article. What else is going on? I got a travel article in a second. This one I had to kind of go, wait a minute, is this real? Believe it or not, it's been 20 years since the TSA launched its confusing 311. It's a 311? Their liquids rule? Yeah, 311. Which limits travelers to 3.4 ounces of liquid per container, with those containers fitting 1 quart-sized clear bag per customer. To which all of America goes, but why? Where did you come up with that? So you can't take a protein shake that's over 3.4 ounces, at least in one container. But in a social media post, the TSA notes that if the protein is your concern, just freaking pack a rotisserie chicken or 12. So literally in a post, they say protein shakes, 3.4 ounces or less, but rotisserie chickens, as many as you can fit in your carry-on. Well, that sounds like a challenge. Comments were filled with real and AI images of people trying to, just pack in the rotisserie chickens, all they could bring. One person said, hollowing out my rotisserie chicken and filling them with protein shakes. Ooh, that's smart. Another one said real ones marinate their chicken with protein shakes to get the best of both worlds. And if you want to have some fun, you can check out the TSA's website on what can I bring. There's a what can I bring button on their website. Here are a few things that are allowed. These are allowed. Whole watermelons, I guess that makes sense. Live lobsters in a clear, sealed, spill-proof container. You could take live lobsters on the plane. Live fish in water. Frozen breast milk in ice packs in any quantity, as long as they're fully frozen at screening. Okay. Whole pies and cakes. Cremated remains, of course, in a screenable container. Bowling balls and bowling pins. That would make the weight crazy, though. So it's just interesting. And the list goes on of just the crazy things that TSA actually does allow. All right. Finally, it is travel time. Look at the weather. Things are going on. Travel time. People are getting the move on. Memorial Day weekend is around the corner, and that just kind of opens us up to summer travel. But travel is getting expensive these days. Even a simple 2 or 3 hour road trip is something that needs to fit in the gas budget, for crying out loud. But if you work at it and you really deserve a getaway, you got to know where to go. Wallet Hub has a list of the best budget-friendly U.S. destinations. They analyzed 100 of the largest metro areas for 41 key indicators, including stuff like price of flights, local costs, a number of attractions, pools, weather, safety, all kinds of stuff. In the end, Atlanta, number 1. Orlando, Florida, second, followed by Austin, Texas. The rest of the top 10, D.C., Honolulu, Tampa, Philly, Salt Lake City, Cincinnati, and Richmond, Virginia. Two Oklahoma cities made the top 15. Oklahoma City is at 13, then Tulsa at 15. Eat your heart out, New York City. NYC was 16th on the list. What's freaking expensive? The worst areas to visit is where I've been going down almost every few days to go see my dad. Ventura County, California. That includes, well, of course, Simi Valley, Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, Ventura, Oxnard itself. Hidalgo County in southern Texas is second worst, followed by Lansing, Michigan, Norwalk, Connecticut, and finally San Jose. So your best and worst travel destinations. I don't know. I'm saying stay on the, even though the gas is what it is, traveling is expensive. I think staying on the road trip might be the way to do it. Or, look where we live. Crazy. Look where we live. Do a staycation. That's where it's at. That is exactly where it's at. We need to do I want to do a regular section that we do for the summer on staycation. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a staycation section. Where do we start? Allegretto? Some fun places. Let us know. Where's your favorite staycation? Give me some staycation ideas. We're going to put together a little regular feature on here because, look, we live in SoCal. It's too nice here. Life's too beautiful to rush, right? I do have one more story. This is really, really sweet. You know, I love good news, especially with the headlines, everything going on. It is great when making the rounds, a story that just makes you feel good. This one, if you are struggling at a dead-end job, take notes from this 10-year-old named Ernesto. He is an entrepreneur from Texas. I just love stories of young entrepreneurs. He saved up money doing chores to buy his own 3D printer and set up his own workshop. Listen to this.
I would wake up early and set something to print while I'm at school or after school, or I would print something, and before football practice, I would also print something. I told my mom I wanted to make money with 3D prints. My mom said that I could save up my chore money and buy my own 3D printer with my money. Help people with anxiety, ADHD, and stress. The business is called Jungle, and doing it because I want to invest a house for my mom and me when I grow older.
Oh my gosh, how much do you just love that little dude? He's designing things like keychains, whistles, can openers. When he talks about the ADHD and the anxiety and the stress for people dealing with that stuff, I wonder if he's doing fidgets. I'd buy a fidget off him. That's pretty rad. Good for Ernesto. Love to hear it. All right, some great news. Wonderfully done. Before we get into our chat with the one and only Michael Chiklis, this is crazy. Excited to talk to him, especially about this. You know, because we could sit and talk about the Shield or the Commish, but to talk about the arts and the National Endowment for the Arts and the Creative Coalition, I'm stoked on that. Before, let me tell you about my friends at the Mountain Air. I do love them, and I really ask you, with all due respect and love, to show some love to these folks that support Up and Adam, especially if you listen here and like this community. It means so much. Even if you just give them a free follow, comment on a picture of theirs, and it's free, and just say, hey, follow you because of Up and Adam. It would, like, you have no idea, like the power you have in your thumbs if you were to do that, how much that would mean. You know, a place in Slow, Slow's a tough place. It's a tough area to make a full-time living, but especially in retail, right? And the Mountain Air has been doing this since 1975, over 50 years, now owned by the most adorable couple, Josh and Lindsay Herring, who were part of it long before they took it over. And especially now that we have an REI in town, these guys have been around 50 years. Come on now. They got this anniversary matching sale that they're doing. And the thing about them, it's not transactional. It's just real. You get in there, you're seen, you're noticed, and they have the ability to help you out. A couple doors down, you can check out their sister shop. It's called The Switchback. Maybe you can get into some buy, use, sell, use gear kind of thing. Your stuff gets another run. Someone else gets a shot. Maybe you get a shot at somebody else's old gear. It's called The Switchback. You can learn more at theswitchback.com or learn more about the Mountain Air at themountaineer.com. Easy enough. They're on Marsh Street, San Luis Obispo, and thank them so much. Not just for being Up and Adam, not just for keeping it local with who they serve, but keeping it local with the dollars that they earn. Supporting local new media. Yeah.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, guest today, one of those actors who doesn't just play characters, he becomes them. He creates them. From the heart of the Commish to the intensity of the Shield, even suiting up as the Thing in Fantastic Four, Michael Chiklis has spent decades telling stories that stick with us. But today, this isn't about Hollywood. It's about why he's using his voice to fight for the future of the arts through the Creative Coalition and the National Endowment for the Arts. As you're about to hear, the issue isn't political for him. It's personal. It really is. Michael, it's really cool, man, to have you Up and Adam, especially on a subject like this. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, really. It's very important.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it is, because you've played powerful men on screen, but this role doesn't come with a script. I mean, what made you say yes to stepping into advocacy with the Creative Coalition right now? And, you know, why does protecting the arts feel urgent to you personally?
Well, it's very personal. When I was 14 years old, I helped to... No, I'm sorry. That's my dog.
It's okay.
Tommy,
I got a couple too.
I'm sorry. Tommy, hey, come on. You can't bark. I'm doing a radio interview, pal. Listen, I helped to open a theater. I'm going to have to get rid of him. Could you hold for 1 second? I'm so
Sure.
sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
I am so sorry, fellas. That's live radio for you. Okay. That was my dog, Tom Brady, and I'm not kidding you.
Oh
His
my
name's
gosh,
Tom
I love it. I love it.
And I don't call him Tom, and I don't call him Brady. He's got 7 championships. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
so
from New
good.
England. What can I tell you? So the National Endowment for the Arts. Okay. Let me tell you something. This was something that was huge in my life personally, because when I was 14 years old, I helped to open a theater, a regional theater called the Merrimack Regional Theater in Lowell, Mass. And my theatrical mentor at the time, Mark Kaufman, who was the founder of this theater, one of the first things that he did to help create this theater was he secured a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. And it wasn't just the money that he was able to secure, it was the stamp of approval that from the government that legitimized this theater, and it thrives to this day. And I often think, now as a grandfather, what would my life look like if I didn't get to play Samson in Romeo and Juliet when I was 14 years old? It galvanized my love of the theater, my desire to be in film and television and music for the rest of my life. And this isn't about politics. This is about art. And it's about our First Amendment rights to free speech. And this is something that really, changed my outlook about so many different things throughout my life. And I have to say, when I saw the Creative Coalition do this last year and I went with them, I was like, hey, man, this is a great group, because they're not a partisan group. They're just about going and advocating for arts in America. And I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on, this is something we can all agree on. What would your life look like if you couldn't go to your local theater in your hometown?
Yeah.
Or you couldn't listen to bands at the local place? That's what the National Endowment is about. It helps nurture the great new talents coming up in America. And the United States, man, we've put out some unbelievable talent over the last 200 years. And we want to continue doing that. And that's how you find these folks. That's how you find the next Mozart. It's how you find wonderful talents all over the country.
Yeah.
This isn't about, the Metropolitan Opera House. This is about small theaters and music programs and arts programs in Paducah, Iowa, and San Luis Obispo, where you are. If there's a kid in San Luis Obispo who's listening to this who wants to be a concert violinist or whatever, just name it, a sculptor.
Yeah.
If there's a program that they can get involved with that the National Endowment supports, that's going to change their life. And it's going to keep them off the street. It's going to and by the way, being involved with the arts, it's absolutely a fact. It's not something that is debatable. It helps in every aspect of a young mind, in every facet of their mind. Growing up, it makes them into critical thinkers, and it helps them whether they're going to become an artist for their life or whether they're just going to be supporters of the arts.
Yeah, and I think you kind of touched on my second question there. So, because it was really, if that grant never happened, how differently would Michael Chiklis' life might have been? Do you ever think of how many future artists are just one closed door away from never being discovered, never lighting that spark?
Adam, that's why I'm here right now with you, right? And it's that thought that made me go, you know what, this is something I can get behind. Yeah. I'm not a politician. I can't stand it. It's divisive and derisive, and it's just not for me. I'm an artist, and I advocate for artists, and I think of that kid and that person, and I look at my own children and my own grandchild, and I think, I think of myself 14 years old, and I got that opportunity to be in that theatrical production, and it really one thing led to the next. Next thing you know, I was at Boston University School of Fine Arts. Then the next thing you know, I was in New York City, off Broadway, and then on to Broadway and film and television. And here it is. It's 45 years later. I'm still doing this. Sometimes I think I'm crazy. I'm like, why am I still doing this? It's because I love it.
Yeah.
I love telling stories.
Few actors, Michael, get one iconic role. You got two radically different ones. You gave us The Heart with Tony Scali in The Commish, then the danger and complexity of Vic Mackey in The Shield. I'm curious, which taught you more about human nature?
I don't think either one taught me more. They all taught me different things. And I'm sorry, that's not a cop-out. That's just true. I think that, Adam, I got to tell you, man, this is something we could talk about for 3 hours. And what we should do is have a time where I can come and talk about the actual art and all of it for, a full interview with you.
I'd love that. Well, I really appreciate your time and your work on this so much. I thank you for your time, Michael, and thanks for all the great work.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it, man. The NEA, support it.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
I love it. Well, folks going, well, Michael Chiklis is on the show, but really, more than the actor, today we got kind of the advocate, right? I love hearing that story, how it changed his life at 14. The arts, and with the National Endowment for the Arts, they're not just funding art, they're really opening doors for the next generation. Would definitely love to have him on again. A quick chat, but that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed meeting Michael Chiklis here. All right, gorgeous day outside. Is it getting warmer or what? We're looking at just it's pretty nice today though. Temps San Luis Obispo, low 80s, Wednesday, it's going to be about the same. We're cooling down a little bit, mid 70s towards the upper 60s by the weekend. Places in the North County, like Paso, they're seeing, temperatures approaching 90 today, but it's cooling down and slow towards the weekend, it'll cool down up there too. By Friday, Saturday, temps in the mid to upper 70s. And then I will tell you, back next week, we're warming up once again. So, and what I do love, I gotta say, is just abundant sunshine. We have some beautiful days ahead. So enjoy them. We are lucky that we live here. All right, we want to thank our friends at Moonshiner Collective for being original music on the show. It is called Start Again. Appreciate them more than you know. We're recorded now at SlowCal Studios. All the interviews are coming into SlowCal Studios now. San Luis Obispo County, baby, in the heart of. We're in Slow, where the wine is world class. SlowCal, where the people are real and life is too beautiful to rush. For returns well taken, you can visit slowcal.com. That's SLOCAL, slowcal.com. Check out our friends Betty's Pizza, The Mountain Air, slowfreeparking.com. Want to humbly ask you to rate, review, subscribe to the show wherever you listen to it. Of course, my other shows, Where Wine Takes You. Also, The Pour is back after a hiatus, and we came back with a bang. A show years in the making. We are going to Austria. We are going to Hungary. We are going to Germany. We're doing this in November of 2027, and I would love for you to come with us. We got winemaker Jordan Fiorentini from Epic Estate Wines, also LXV's Nita Matal. If you know them, then you know. Listen to this new episode of The Pour wherever you're listening to this. You can listen to that, and we talk all about going on the Danube River with Cork and Cruise. Cannot wait. All right, till tomorrow. I'm Adam Montiel. I cannot thank you enough for being Up and Adam.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start.